Okay, Aaron, here is another tutorial for you about songs with capos. How to figure them out, what keys they are, and what chords you really are playing. There's only two steps. The first step is just to pretend that you aren't using a capo at all. Just look at those chords and say, well, if I was not using a capo, what key would this be in? The second step is to use your keyboard or the chromatic scale, chromatic key, to go up in pitch. A capo number is going to be the number of half steps that you move up. There's two things you need to remember. When you're using a capo, you are shortening the strings on the guitar, so the pitch is going up. So that's why I want to remind you that when you go to move in step 2, you need to be going up to the right of the keyboard. You need to be moving right because you're going up in pitch. So let's talk about an example. I think it's Our God is Greater. I think we play at capo 4, and I think these are the chord shapes that we play. E minor, C, G, D, A minor 7. So what you need to do, step 1, what key would this be if I wasn't using a capo at all? So like in my last lesson, what was the big clue to figure out a key? You look for the 3 major chords. So we have 3 major chords here, G, C, G, and D. And if you remember me telling you, you're looking for the 1, 4, and 5. So we see G right here, and, well, C and D are right here, and C and D are a whole step apart, so they must be 4 and 5, and G must be 1. You got to ignore this diagram. I wish it would have gone further to the right, but I think you can imagine these 2 black keys here and moving, it continues on up. But anyway, we can see that if we weren't using a capo, that this song would be in the key of G. So let's put our finger on G, and we're going to move up 4 half steps because that's the capo number. And we're moving in half steps because each fret is a half step. So we're going to put our finger on G, and we're going to go up 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at B. So G shape, which is the number 1 chord, we have determined we really are playing a B major chord at capo 4. If we're playing a G shape at capo 4, we're really playing a B major chord. So you're like, well, that's great, Shannon, but I play the keyboard. I want to play all these chords. I mean, what are the rest of them? Well, just use the same logic. Just for each chord, go to that note name and go up the number of half steps you need to. A little side note here. If you're originally given a minor shape, it's going to stay a minor chord. It's not going to change. This is a major chord, it's going to stay a major chord. This is a minor 7th chord over here, it's going to stay a minor 7th. So let's do the E minor. Let's find out what it's going to be. You put your finger on E and go up 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I got G sharp. But I didn't forget to make it a minor because originally the shape was a minor. C to E. Let me show you how I got that. I put my finger on C and I went up 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. E. So since it's a major chord, it's going to stay a major chord. It's E major. G to B, we already did that one. D to F sharp. Let me show you that one. So you put your finger on D and then you move. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I got the F sharp there. And the A to C sharp minor, well, put your finger on A. 1, 2, 3, and just pretend there's a black key right here. It's this black key, C sharp. And like I say, you keep the quality of the chord. If it's a minor 7th chord, it's still going to be called a minor 7th chord. If it's a minor chord, it's going to be a minor chord. If it's a major chord, it's going to be a major chord. But anyway, that's the basics of that. I do want to give you one warning. I don't want you to memorize, oh, capo 4, that equals the key of B. That's always true. You always have to keep in mind the chord shapes that are given. Because what if that there was a song at capo 4 and the following chords were given, A, D, and E. These chord shapes, at capo 4 were A, D, and E. What key would you really be playing in? That's your homework. Try to figure that one out. Capo 4, the three major chords are A, D, and E. What's the real key that you're really playing in? Anyway, just thought you might like to have some fun with this, and I will talk at you later.